message. Moderation helps everyone feel safe. To build a positive live chat experience for you and your viewers, choose who can participate, set a delay between messages, hide or put people in timeout, manage messages held for review, add moderators to your channel. We don't bother with that sort of thing. Anyway, nobody's bloody watching, look. Nobody's interested in anything. I wonder if anyone's going to join. Oh, I'm so tired. I'll probably fall asleep during this. Oh, hello. I've got two folk looking at my feet. Oh, I'm completely naked under my pyjamas. Honestly, I am. I'm just showing you my new minimalist. I've gone minimalist, because I had too much stuff. Can you hear the echo? So I've decided to go minimalist. So I'm sleeping on the floor, look. I'm on the floor. This mattress is on the floor. I've got this little piece of rug here. One vacuum. That's my clothes for tomorrow. One pair of Crocs. That's about it. I've got a little Hoover ornament on the windowsill. Well, look, it's all empty. I stripped out the carpet. I decided there's no need for carpet. And I've only got one set of clothes. And it's great. It's really freeing to be so minimalist. I'm so tired, folks. I don't know why I'm doing this live. I thought, I might have a chat, because I haven't got time to make a video. Well, I've been sort of filming a few bits here and there, but whether you get to see them or not, gosh, it's another matter. It's so hot. I'm boiling hot. Because, I don't know, I keep seeing videos, people saying they can't afford the heating. They can't afford to put the heating on. I wish we couldn't. Well, I don't want it on. Mark likes it on. I've had to open my windows. I've had to turn one of the radiators off. I'm absolutely burning up. I've had a refreshing shower with some dirty spring wash from Lush. I did boycott them for quite a while, and I was in York a few weeks ago, and we went into Lush, and I just thought, I want some dirty spring wash, and I want some of that minty face mask, and I got some. And the dirty spring wash is a nice, refreshing spearminty, but it doesn't have the effect on your genitalia that Original Source mint shower gel. Anyone who's used that, male and female apparently, will know what I mean when you put that on your private parts. It's tingly. But with the dirty spring wash, if you like a spearmint smell without the tingle on your privates, then that's the one to go for. Original Source used to do a spearmint one, actually, didn't they? And back in the olden days, when it was cosmetics to go, I remember they did a spearmint soap shaped like a big polo. So, I'm so tired. We're not even but it's a horror week for me, folks. All the work I've been doing a load of work. This is all being decorated. Look at the lovely colour I've chosen. Grey and white. That is grey, you can't tell. Oh, no, that isn't. Oh, that is, look. Bloody Farrow and Ball. I won't get... Oh, look. Farrow and Ball. I won't buy that again. But I am going to wallpaper behind me. Here, this will be wallpaper. It's just white for now. It's going to have yellow in it. So... Oh, gosh. So anyway, what's been going on, folks? Hello, let's see who's said anything. Roger, I hate you. Oh, God, yes. My mum's watching. Good evening to Billy Bollocks. Oh, no, Billy Solocks. I thought that said Billy Bollocks. Good evening, Elfin Knight. Hello, Kaylee. Slumming it. I am slumming it on the floor. I was going to sleep in the living room. And then I thought, oh, no, I don't have to. I'll just leave my memory foam mattress on the floor here. It'll be fine. So I don't have to sleep in the living room, which the living room, you can hardly move in it. It's a nightmare, but we're making improvements. As you'll see from the vlog when I do it, I haven't gone minimalist, I'm lying. Tomorrow I'm having new carpet fitted here. Mark's had his bedroom done on Monday, and what's his name? I've forgotten the name of the bloke. It's a young person's name. I knew he wouldn't be an older man when I heard who he was. Josh, that's it. Somebody called Josh came on Monday and did Mark's bedroom. So Mark decorated that a few weeks ago, and then we emptied it all out on Sunday, most of it, apart from his wardrobe and his bed. And then on Monday morning, we took those out. And then Josh came at 9, and I think it was finished for around 11, which was good. And then we had to put everything back. So Mark has got a nice, tidy, refreshed bedroom with new carpet. And tomorrow it's the turn of my bedroom and the stairs. And then on Friday, it will be the front downstairs bedroom, the study, the landing, and the lower stairs. And oh, God. It's, if I didn't have much stuff, it wouldn't be so bad. It's because I got too much stuff. It's been absolutely, I feel absolutely whacked. Oh, I could just go to sleep now. Been waking up at silly o'clock. Have you, any of you been waking up at silly o'clock recently? Bloody 2:30, 3:30. I'm lucky if I wake up at 5:30. If I wake up at 5:30, that's a lie-in. And then I thought, well, I'll try and go to bed a bit later. You know, I'm normally tucked in bed 10:30 at the latest, you know. So I did stay up for Lego, actually, when it was Lego Insiders Doodah, whatever. I did stay up to midnight for that. Did buy a few items. Fear of missing out. And but still woke up quite early. Well, I think it might have been 6 something. I don't know. So, yeah, and I wake up sometimes wanting to pee. Comes of age. I've been taking saw palmetto, but I think I shouldn't drink coffee. I mean, I have a decaf coffee sort of in the afternoon. Could be that. It might be the coffee, because even though it's decaf, because I can have a great big glass of cordial, you know, with some fizzy water, a bit of cordial, ginger or something. And that doesn't make me want to go pee, so it must be the coffee. I'll just get up a minute and just show you what's going on, shall I, if you're interested? Yes, this is my bedroom, look. Nobody's seen it like this. I've not... Looks quite big. And that's... Oh, I've got to clear up down there. What's the light now? I've got to put I've got a new banister. I've painted all this. It's all white. I've just got to clean. No, I'm not doing Xmas videos. Oh, yes, and what I did today, I know I'm a puff, but this puff, you know, I know poofters. People think poofters can't do anything manly or practical. You see that radiator there? That radiator, I put that in today because the other one was leaking a bit and it had gone rusty. And we got that radiator, and I've plumbed that in today, and it actually works. It works. It's level. Unfortunately, I was hoping to use the original brackets because they're quite fairly standard, but it's a bit wider and I couldn't. So I did have to drill some new holes. I was using power tools, spirit levels, you know, all the butch stuff. Oh, that's my TV unit, which is... This will all be cleared tomorrow morning. Well, he's not doing that part of the landing where the door is. He's only doing down to the bottom of my stairs. So this is be carpeted tomorrow. All the way up here. Don't tread on gripper rods, folks, if you don't have any shoes on. So yeah, that's my bed. And so that's going to be wallpapered. I'm going to have a stab at that very soon, actually. Because you might see the paint looks awful here, look. You'll see, oh, that's awful. He hasn't cut in well, but that's because it's going to be covered with wallpaper. And that's a little hidey hole. It is absolutely full of all sorts of stuff. Vacuum cleaners, Hoover leaflets, I don't know what else is in there. Oh, I did this myself as well. I added that socket. Yeah, I can do electrics as well as plumbing. So I took a spur. And also these sockets, when we moved in, were like this, just these white things. I haven't changed that yet because it doesn't show, because my bedside table's there. So everything was swapped. I changed over to something nicer, more deluxe. So every light switch in the house, every socket in the house, I changed when we moved in. I changed all the lights, because when you move into a new build, you just get like a bulb. That's it, a bit of wire and a bulb. So every light fitting has been changed by me. That's a new light fitting that I got for the bedroom. I also put a new light fitting. Well, this is a bit full. This is my ensuite. As you can see, I can't use it. I've had to have a shower in Mark's shower downstairs. It was horrendous. Also, that's a nice lolly wrapper. I was that hot. I had to have a nice lolly. Look, I've got the window open. So I can't get into my shower. It's got a few bits in it. Obviously, I've taken a lot downstairs as well, but what I could fit in there, I can just about reach the lavvy and the sink. Oh yeah, that's the light. I'll show you. I fitted that because the other one, the bulbs kept blowing. That's quite a nice light there. I fitted that. I daren't open that. I won't open those. So what's going to happen tomorrow morning is basically I'm going to take my bedding off, and Mark is going to help me carry my mattress down the stairs, and I'll probably put it in his bedroom. So this will all be empty, ready for Josh to, cover with some nice new memory foam underlay. And the carpet, we're having the same carpet that's in my living room, if you know what that is now. We were going to get a completely different carpet, nylon, but the people couldn't supply it in that colour for some reason, and all the other colours are too dark. So we decided just to go for the same carpet we've got in the living room, which saved Mark £800. It was cheaper, you see. I've got a little mat there for my tootsies. Little runner from, I think it was Dunelm for £5. I got a few of those to dirty up for demonstrations, for carpet washers and things. I've kept my Bible. I've got a Bible. I really should open it and have a look at it, actually. But I keep a Bible next to my bed at all times to stop me from being possessed by evil spirits. Because I've had a few incidents where, I used to get sleep paralysis, and if you've ever had that, it's quite a scary thing. It's where basically you're asleep, but then you become slightly conscious, but your body is paralyzed, because your body does that at certain stages of sleep. Your body paralyzes itself to stop you getting up and acting out your dreams. So it's a normal thing, but when you wake up, when you become conscious in that state, it's quite scary. And it used to happen to me when I was younger, and it's a sort of struggle to, you try to scream, you try to sort of call out, and you can't. And then it's such an effort to eventually you will get out of it. It can last a few minutes. So the last time that happened to me, I don't know how long ago it was, but it was when I was in this bedroom. Well, I had two incidents. I had one incident where I felt I was being pulled off my bed this way. I think that's when I had a TV in the corner. I'm probably not going to have the TV back in the room, actually. So I had that happen to me when I really felt something was trying to pull me off the bed. And then I had another sleep paralysis, but I knew what was going on, but I just said, "Help me, Jesus." I know it might sound corny to non-believers. I just said, "Help me, Jesus." And whatever, I just felt a presence, and whatever it might, I don't know if it's my imagination, but anyway, it instantly stopped. And ever since I've had a Bible next to my bed, I've not had any incidences of that nature. So, so I can't not, wrong one, I can't not have the Bible. I should have kept a lamp there, bedside lamp, actually, shouldn't I? I had to buy a new toothbrush because with Josh coming on Monday, we couldn't really use upstairs, so we were having to use the downstairs toilet, and I was going to clean my teeth in the kitchen sink. So I was sort of carrying other things, and I dropped my Sonicare from the top of the stairs, and of course, because we don't have carpet in the hall anymore, it didn't break, but I tried switching it on, and No, it just went, so it didn't work. So, yeah, it's been really, really expensive a few weeks. Was buying paint and, oh crikey, I think I need to do, it's too late now. Just seeing where I need to touch up on the skirting board. Oh, bloody hell. Well, I can't do it now. I'll just have, it'll be all right. When everything's back, got a new mirror to go up. I've got some pictures. So it's not going to be all plain. You know, there's going to be a bit of decoration. And with my accent colour being yellow, so yes, I'm going for sort of mid-century type design. I can't show you the wallpaper. It's somewhere, I don't know where it is. Downstairs. So yes, oh dear me. So I thought I'd try and stay up a bit later, although we've got to get up early tomorrow because Mark's going to work tomorrow. And so I'll be left alone with Josh. Josh hasn't seen me. You see, I hid on Monday. Mark was his day off, so Mark dealt with Josh. So when I answer the door tomorrow, Josh will be surprised that there's somebody else. But I'll make sure he knows that he's doing my bedroom today. I said, oh, you did Mark's bedroom on Monday. This is my bedroom. So he knows that there's no jiggery pokery going on, you know, because he can't have that. So, and also, I was really disappointed because I just checked him out on my doorbell camera because I was interested to see what Josh looked like. And I saw him carrying in a vacuum cleaner because the bloke who did our living room carpet didn't vac up, you see. He was employed by the same company we got, the living room carpet. But Josh did have a vacuum, and I initially I thought it was some cheap Electrolux bagless upright, you see. And I thought, oh no, I said, Mark, stop him. He can't use that on the new carpet. Anyway, so I thought, oh, we couldn't stop him anyway. But I heard him switch on the vacuum, and it was unmistakably a Sebo upright. So I said to Mark, I bet that's a Sebo upright. So Mark went up when Josh was vacuuming, and he confirmed it was. And I looked on the the doorbell camera, and he was taking out, it wasn't an X7, it was an X1.1 or an X4, it was navy, probably an X4. So anyway, I'm going to have to tell Josh, I'm going to say, no, don't bother vacuuming after you've finished, I'll do it. And I'm going to leave that Sebo sort of somewhere where he can see it. It won't be up here, obviously. There'll be nothing up here when Josh arrives. Because he knows the Sebo brand, you see, so he might be impressed with that, you see. And because he's bringing an upright, it'll be no good for the stairs. Not an X4, unless he's got the extension hose. I'll have to offer him a cup of tea, I suppose. Because he'll be here a while, because this is, quite a big area to do. And then the stairs, which apparently take longer than, a room. But we do prepare everything properly. Some people leave certain bits of furniture in the rooms, but we like to strip everything out. Not that this happens often. Oh, God. I hope this doesn't happen. Well, I don't think we won't have any new carpet while we're living here, I don't think. This will be it. So the house is nearly coming together. The only thing that he's doing is the kitchen, and hopefully that'll be next year. My next door neighbour that way are having their kitchen done now, but it's taking weeks. But yes, I'm hoping to leave my bedroom tidy. And, well, I don't want to bring loads of stuff back up. I have been going through it over the last few weeks and moving stuff and getting rid. So it's going to be nice, I think. But Mark's bedroom's very nice. We've had a few tweaks and left some bits out, and he doesn't have his folding bike in there anymore behind the chair. He's got this Brompton, which is hardly used, gathering dust behind a chair. So I said, you're not bringing that back. So we've got a different lamp. It used to be in our living room. So we've put a lamp behind his chair. So he's got a little reading nook. And he's got a new little, well, it's not a new, it's repurposed table that used to be in our living room. He hasn't got anything else new. He's got really old IKEA furniture, that Malm furniture that everyone seems to have. It's lasted many years. I mean, we did buy the wardrobe when we moved in here because He did have a Malm wardrobe in our old house, but it was like a Victorian house, and the ceilings were much higher, and it wouldn't fit in. So he had to get a slightly lower one. But the bedside tables and the chest of drawers are what we had in our first house together, so they're quite old. So they've lasted. I said, oh, you need new stuff, but he said, no, you won't buy new stuff just for the sake of it. He did buy a new bed not that long ago, so... So again, then the study, which is absolutely full of stuff now, just below me, it's obviously got stuff from my room and other things. So he wants that all cleared out. It's part study, part Hoover storage. So he wants that to be back to a proper study where he's, because he does work from home sometimes. And he's hoping to have a sort of music room as well. So it'll be music, reading room, study, plus laundry room, because the tumble dryer's in there, but you can't help that. So hopefully, well, the house, but certainly by Christmas. I wanted to put my tree up early. I wanted it up for the 1st of December because I've got a video to make on the 1st of December for my other channel. And I would have liked my Christmas tree in the background, but I doubt that's going to happen. Might not bother with it, actually. It's up there, my Christmas tree. In that bit there, just that side. But we've also got the TV aerial in there, which it takes up quite a bit of space. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd get rid of the TV aerial because I wouldn't have a license. If I paid the TV license, I wouldn't have one. So I'd get rid of the aerial in there, give him a bit more space. Oh dear, it looks very drab, doesn't it? But trust me, when it's all finished, when the new carpet's down, and I've got my big new mirror. I don't know if the mirror... I want the mirror there, but it's bad feng shui to have it opposite your bed because I'll be able to see my feet and other parts of me while I'm lying in bed, and apparently that's not good. So I will possibly have the mirror on that wall at the top of the stairs, and then this nice big picture of the Hoover building, stylized picture, would go there, and then another picture a bit lower down. And yes, my hi-fi goes in the corner with my speakers. I do have a telly that goes in the middle, but as I said, I might not have the telly back. Right, let's see what you've been saying. Well, I want to film the egg washer, but I've lost the... what have I lost of it? I've lost the fill hose, I think. Well, I haven't lost it. I've misplaced the fill hose, so I can't use it. But yes, that's it. That's on the list. Yes, it's not a washer for eggs, folks, if you don't know. It's a little washing machine shaped like a giant egg. It's a bizarre thing. Japanese or something. Well, or Chinese, I don't know, but it's a funny little egg shape. It's just for washing your smalls. I used it to wash Hoover filters and things. But it's fully automatic. It doesn't spin. It's a shame it doesn't spin, but it does it all automatically. It does it fills up with water for the wash, does a bit of washing, then it'll drain it, and then it does the rinses, and then there's a phase at the end that it adds ozone to it or something, I don't know. But yeah, it's a shame it doesn't spin. But the solenoid valve in it's a bit dodgy, so often if it's not been used for a while, it won't fill. So I just have to open it up, and then I have to prod it, and I put a bit of grease around it, and then it works. But that sometimes seizes up. A solenoid valve, for any of you who don't know, is just a little thing in a washer, and it just little electric valve that allows the water in at certain points of the wash. So it opens, when current is added, it opens up and lets water in, and then when the water reaches a certain level, it'll close, and, Watch The Secret Life of the Washing Machine for all you need to know about solenoid valves with Tim Hunkin. That's on YouTube. Now, YouTube's getting quite good. I mean, I've been a bit bored with YouTube. I did use YouTube to work out how to change that radiator downstairs, although I got quite annoyed by some of the plumbers. There's one, he's quite a popular one, but he's an arsehole. He thinks he's all, he's Jack the Lad, bit of a Cockney type. Well, cock, anyway. And for some reason, I don't know, he needed to pause for some reason. So instead of just cutting and then coming back and finishing, he did this stupid skit involving a pineapple. I don't know. I just turned him off as soon as he. So I was following this other man who had quite an annoying voice. I was following along as I was changing the radiator, and he kept going off on a tangent. And I kept shouting at the iPad, "You get on the fucking thing! I don't want to know about that, you fucking bastard!" So there was quite a lot of swearing. But eventually we worked it out, but I just couldn't stand it. It was 27 minutes long. I know I do long videos, but you know, I do long videos so people can fall asleep to them. It's a service I like to provide. But when you want to just know the practical stuff of how to, when you've got water leaking out of the radiator, you don't want to hear all this shite. Just get on with it, you sod. So anyway, there was a mixture of different plumbers, some with tattoos, some without. I managed to cobble together the information I needed. I've probably got a book on plumbing. I would have been far better to look at a book like we used to do in the olden days, instead of watching some egotist, says me, doing a live show on his bed with his feet out. It's awful, isn't it? It's 56-year-old foot. I'm going to put it under there. Look, there you go. I had that cut off. I was getting in the way. No, it's here. Look, joking. I have been a bit chilly overnight, so I've got the fleecy thing. Not every night. Sometimes I wake up a bit chilly. Although I have changed to I'm on a 10.5 tog now, which is the highest tog I go in this house. But in the previous house, which was like Victorian end of terrace, and I was in the loft of that house as well, but there was no insulation in that loft, none. And it was freezing. So I had, do you remember QVC selling those feather beds? Any of you watch QVC? I think they were Northern Nights feather beds? So I had this feather bed that went on top of I was actually on a futon. And then I had 15 tog duvet, two duvets clipped together. And then also from QVC, Northern Nights, they did this heavyweight flannel bedding, which was really thick and warm. So I used to have that. And then I had a fan heater on a timer, because when I used to work at Asda, getting up at silly o'clock, it was freezing and I couldn't get changed, couldn't get into my uniform. So I had to have the timer coming on 10 minutes before I could actually set foot out of my bed, because it was that bloody cold. But with this house, it's too warm, if anything. So, yeah, 10.5 tog is more than enough. But if it gets a bit chilly, if I can feel a bit cold sometimes, then I'll just pull over a fleece and snuggle down. But one night this week, I was putting my leg out of the bed like it was summer. You know how you put your leg out? When you're looking for the cool bits of your sheet, you're putting your leg, and you think, that's a nice cool bit, and you're always turning your pillow over to get the cool side. I was bloody doing that. I might have been having the menopause, actually. I think it could have been a hot flush. I don't know. I think men do have the menopause. Men can have vaginas, apparently, too, and women can have wee-wees. But that's the world we're living in. It's a bit strange. I think hopefully we're coming to the end of all that bollocks. With any luck, anyway. I don't know. Right, what have you been saying? Let's focus on the viewers, shall we? See what you've been up to. People will pay for this? People will pay for to look at my feet? Oh no, I've got a bit of a bunion, I think. I used to, when I was doing a lot of walking at work, I used to have this sort of cheese grater thing that I'd have to sort of, how much will people pay? I don't think you'll pay much for that. I can show a bit of leg, look. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Core. Right, come on. £100 super chat, that's worth it, isn't it? I don't think so. You'll be paying me to stop showing my parts. Yes, you won't see me on OnlyFans, folks, but I am planning on doing OnlyVax. You're a silly Billy, are you? No, I haven't been burgled. I was going to make that joke, and I thought, no, that's in poor taste in case somebody has been burgled, because I can imagine that would be an awful thing to happen. So I decided to go for the minimalist angle and pretend I've stripped bare, because I no longer need things, and it's very echoey with nothing in the room. So no, I am trying to curb, but you know, it's Black Friday season, and I keep being tempted by things. I was tempted by Lego. Well, I don't buy Lego much. I normally wait for the offers, you know. But I've amassed quite a lot of VIP points, over £300 of VIP points. But I don't want to spend them. That's the thing. I better find out if they expire. My Lego interests are mainly like the modular buildings I like, and some of the sort of unusual. I've just bought a Game Boy in Lego. I used to have a real one. And I've got, you know, the Lego Pac-Man and the Lego Atari, and a lot of the sort of Lego icons, I think they're called, and Lego Ideas sets. You know, like I've got the Friends apartments, I've got Central Perk. For this year, I also collect the Winter Village. I would like to put all those out one year, but I bought the train that's came out this year, the new winter train, and I've got a motor for it. I might have that going around my Christmas tree if I can work it out. But I'm not going to be here for a week before Christmas. I'm planning on stopping at my mum's house, so there'll be no special Advent videos on any channel. But I will be doing a few Christmassy themed stuff, possibly. Right, yes, I've answered that. No, I'm not doing any Christmas videos. Roger, love you. You don't know me. Billy wakes up several times during the night. You see, I have no trouble getting to sleep. I could sleep on a washing line, I've been told. No trouble, unless I've got something, you know, the only time I can't sleep if I've got something going on in my head. But normally, you know, within 10 minutes, I'm gone. But I think what wakes me up is wanting to go pee-pee, you see. So I should be all right today, because I've not had anything to drink. I had to go and have an ice lolly. Before I was speaking to you, I was just finishing clearing out more stuff. My whole bed had to be completely taken to bits. And I don't know if I can work out how to put it back together, so I might have to buy a new bed. I don't know. Plus my drawer unit that was here, that had to come to bits as well to carry it downstairs. So I'm just hoping that when I start bringing all the bits upstairs tomorrow, I can actually get them back together. I think I'll remember. Hopefully I will. But yeah, the first thing that will come up will be the bed, I expect. And then the bedside tables are in there. So get me priorities, get me bed up first. Well, I can sleep on this. It's just as comfy on the floor, really, this mattress. Yes, the carpet's really needed it. The living room carpet has had 2 replacements, because this was new. This house was brand new when we moved in, so it had new build carpets, which were pretty crap, really. So the living room was the first to be changed because I knocked an iron over on it. I think I was ironing a backdrop for something, and I accidentally knocked the iron over, so it left an iron mark on it. So that was eventually replaced for my awful plush pile Saxony, which I lived with for 5 years, and then this year I replaced that with the velveteen in buttermilk, which is what we're having for the rest of the house. So if you know what my carpet is like in the living room, that's what we're having everywhere now. Every room. So yeah, we're getting every room, 3 bedrooms, 2 flights of stairs, and the landing carpeted this week. So as I said, Mark's bedroom was done on Monday. It's my bedroom tomorrow. And on Friday, it's the front bedroom / study and the other stairs. And by the end of that, I'll be absolutely knackered because I've really been, you know, having just one room carpeted, you know, that's quite an upheaval. But having basically most of your house done in a week, I wouldn't recommend it. I can't wait. I'm filming the progress. You'll see that vlog. So I can't wait for when Josh goes tomorrow and I'm coming up here for the first time, because I've been without carpet in this room for weeks and weeks, and on the stairs no carpet. So to actually walk up the lovely soft velvety pile carpet, oh, I can't wait. Be fantastic. Right. Hey, Mr. Bean said, just think how you'll feel when everything goes back in place. Well, I know how it'll feel. I've had a glimpse of that when we put Mark's bedroom back. But yes, it's going to be nice. It's a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it. But it's not something I want to repeat for a long, long, long time. But the carpet did last a long time. But when I was pulling it up, because obviously we took all the carpet up, all the underlay. It was starting to disintegrate. Even it wasn't worn as such. It looked all right, but the backing was turning to dust. But also, what I'll tell you, in a new build house, they're not bothered about what spills on the floors, because there was, apart from spots of paint, there was like bits of plaster, because they obviously plastered everything, and lumps of plaster would drop, and they just left it, and it was just carpeted over. So I went I've done it everywhere. Got my little scraper and scraped these big bloody piles of dried plaster. Gave it all and paint, scraped all that off, and then obviously because the underlay had staples in, I had to make sure I'd pulled all the staples out. So I prepped all the floor, and obviously it was vacuumed. So the carpet fitter comes and it's easy for them because there's no furniture. It's all prepped, all nice and smooth, no dust on the floors, and he's just ready to get the underlay and then start laying the carpet on top. So yeah, it won't be as echoey in here. Well, when the carpet's down and all the furniture's back. Yes, it'll be great. Can't wait. Just keep losing your doodah. Just going back now. Mustang Hovercraft, this is a late one. No, not that late. I just fancied having a chat, folks, because as I said, I haven't time to do any videos at the moment. So I thought I've just been concentrating. It's not just the carpeting. I've been decorating and doing all sorts of stuff. Do I leave all the baubles on? What, on my Christmas tree? Do you think no, I can't. I've done a video of my Christmas tree on this channel of how I put it together, and you'll realise why I can't leave the baubles on it, because it's in many, many pieces. It has a trunk, and then all the branches are individual, and I have to hook them. They're all different sizes, and they're colour-coded with little different colour bands, starting with, I think purple is the biggest. So then, I have to put the biggest branches around, and then they all have to be, because they're all squashed. So I have to open up every branch individually and titivate it. Then it hooks onto one of the holes on the base, and then I have to do that, and then another layer and another layer. It takes me hours. And then when that's done, all the lights have to go on, and then all the baubles and ornaments. I've got a few new ones this year, but I never change the theme. It's just classic red and gold ornaments. There's a few ornaments on it that aren't in the colour scheme, but they're like just quirky little ornaments. Mustang's not had a license in over 6 years. Don't miss it. No, I wouldn't. There's a handful of things I watch, but now with YouTube, most of the major TV companies have YouTube channels now. So like ITV and Channel 4 and BBC and all that. So I was, instead of going on to ITVX, which is a faff, and you have to watch all the adverts, because I have YouTube Premium, I don't have the ads. So they've put this, the new Alan Carr Changing Ends series on. It's on YouTube. They put the first one up a couple of days ago and one went up today. So I watched them on YouTube because I don't have the ads and they're there. And BBC have quite a good archive channel with some interesting old documentaries and stuff. And so, and yeah, there's a load you can watch that is BBC content. You can watch it on YouTube with no need for a license. I believe it's only if you watch live programming, but it doesn't just have to be BBC apparently. And you can't use the iPlayer. But you can listen to BBC Radio without a license. But no, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have one. I mean, I watch Strictly, which has gone off a bit now. I'm not too fussed. And I quite like The Sewing Bee for some reason. I think that's about... Oh, and Traitors I quite liked. But apart from that, don't really watch much on the Beeb. I watch more YouTube than anything else, really. So cancel your license, folks. Save yourself some money. Yes, I still have the Henry Clean Air. In fact, I've got two of them. In fact, Henry Clean Air is the machine I've been using while I've been decorating to clean up mess. Although the floor nozzle broke on it yesterday. I think another Hoover fell on it. And when I picked it up to use it yesterday, I noticed that the bloody nozzle had broken. Those nozzles aren't good, the new nozzles. So I've just binned it. I've got a better a Vesselwerk nozzle that I use with it anyway, which is far better than the ones that are supplied. Flags, Roger, guess what? I don't know. Julia's had some fantastic Northern Lights DV sets. Yeah, they still do. They stopped doing Northern Lights, and it's all cozy home crap now, isn't it? I used to like Northern Lights back in the old days with that woman. I've forgotten her name, but it was really good. Not just the flannel bedding, but the cotton bedding. But it's not. They've done it a few times recently, but it's not the same stuff. But yeah, it's a shame they don't do the decent stuff. I did try sort of fleece bedding. I didn't like it. I didn't like sleeping in it. Oof. It was warm, but it wasn't, It reminded me of the old days. If you're old enough, folks, you might remember being able to create sparks with your bedding. Any of you remember that? If you certain bedding in the 70s when I was a kiddie, you'd do that, and you'd see sparks coming off it. You'd go under the covers and you'd rub it, and it would spark. I was surprised we survived, with bedding that sparked and flammable nightwear, and some of the playgrounds that we had in the 70s, that on concrete, just solid concrete. These I remember these great big slides that were really high up. You'd have to go up all these steps, and go. But if you fell off, it was just concrete. They didn't care about it, but most of us lived. We were okay. But if you think about it now, they wouldn't allow it. They wouldn't allow that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Gary says, Roger, you're quite the handyman. I'm impressed what you've done. Pity you couldn't help me put my together my IKEA sofa. Oh, I can do all the IKEA stuff. I can assemble any self-assembly furniture. I've fitted whole kitchens before, plumbing and electrics, as well as all the units. It's because I was the only one that was left in my family to help my dad when he did all the DIY, you see. So I was the muggins that had to be fetch and carry for him and hold the torch. So, of course, I learnt quite a lot. No, I didn't know I was learning at the time. I just thought, I bloody hate this. Why am I doing it? But no, I'm grateful that I did have that opportunity of learning at my father's knee, so to speak. And I'd rather if I can do it myself, I'd rather do it myself than have someone in my house. I hate having people in. I'm not looking forward to Josh coming and fitting carpets, but I can't fit carpet. But I can do plumbing and I can do electrics and I can decorate. So I'll do it while I can still do it. I'll do it. I don't even have a window cleaner. I can clean all my windows inside and out. I can clean my windows, even this top window in the attic. I can clean the outside of that just by sort of getting a ladder and leaning out. But there may come a time when I can't do it, or I'll just have a robot by then. I'm just trying to look at your comments. What Dysons am I keeping? Well, I'll probably get rid of most of them because I can't stand them. I certainly get rid of all my cordless ones. I probably will eventually get rid of all of them. The only one I quite like is the DC15. But I think all the others will go eventually at some point. I really want to get rid of all the cordless because you can't collect cordless without... If you don't use them, the batteries go and then you're left with just rubbish, really. You have to buy new batteries for them before you can sell them. I've got 2 Dysons that the batteries have gone on them because I've not used them. Yes, I don't know if my prostate's enlarged. I'll have to prod it and find out. Do I like F1 watching it? No, I do not. I assume you're meaning racing cars going around a track. No, boring. I don't like sport, folks. I didn't mind the snooker back in the day. I got quite into liking snooker in the 80s. It was a big thing, snooker, for some reason. We had our sort of a small snooker table that we used to keep under the bed and get it out and play it sometimes. I find it quite relaxing to watch snooker and the noise that the balls make, as they... but no, I don't like any sport at all. I didn't like sport at school either. Oh, well, yes, the lights... yes, the tree lights broke. Well, I was vacuuming, and it wasn't that one. It was an E3 Premium, I think, the white one. I was vacuuming with that and accidentally caught the trailing wire in the brush roll, and yeah, because it was 2 sets of lights, so I had half. Yeah, but now I just have 1 set of lights. But there's still, I don't know, it still might be 2,000 lights, or it might be 3,000. But I only have 1 set now. But I am careful not to vacuum near it in case I get the cable caught. Well, I do have Apple TV, but I don't pay for it. I do have an Apple TV. I only pay for it. These streaming services, I only get occasionally. I got Apple TV and watched Bad Sisters. And there was other things. At the moment, I've got Now TV, which is Sky. But I got some offer. I tried cancelling it recently, but because I got some offer that I had to have it for a minimum of 6 months, I think. So they wouldn't let me cancel. But I've been watching quite a lot on that. I'm just watching, or mainly listening to, actually, because I've been listening to it as I've been decorating, Just Good Friends, which was an 80s comedy. And I've just realised, if you remember Just Good Friends, with Jan Francis and Paul Nichols. I think it was Nichols. I've just realised what an absolute arsehole that character was. I didn't think so at the time when I was young, when it was on. But when I've been listening to it again, I'm thinking, what on earth did Penny see in him? He was an absolute tosser. That's my opinion, anyway. If you see what he looks like now, you'd be quite shocked. Paul Nichols, or Nicholas, or whatever. Yes, the old comedies are the best. That's when people could laugh, and could make fun of, well, take Are You Being Served as a classic example of a comedy that's completely unsophisticated. Well, so is Mrs. Brown's Boys, but that's not even funny anymore. But Are You Being Served, absolutely hilarious. Mrs. Slocum's Pussy. I don't care how many times I hear the pussy joke, I always laugh at the pussy joke. And it's just so funny. All those old comedy. Good Life is I was thinking recently, I was watching a new documentary about The Good Life, presented by Penelope Keith. I always get those confused. Yes, not Felicity Kendall, yeah, Penelope Keith. And I have come to the conclusion that The Good Life is my favourite comedy. I like so many comedies, but that is number one for me. That has to be number one. The Good Life. If you haven't seen it, try and watch it. Well, no, Audrey, I'm empty because tomorrow is new carpet day. I've just got my mattress on the floor. There's nothing in it. I've nothing here, look. Ooh. I had to put that gripper rod down because when this house was being built, this room was carpeted, because these are built-in wardrobes, you see. So the whole room was carpeted, and then they put the built-in wardrobes on top. So the gripper rods go inside, well, they did go inside. It's really big. I won't show you because it's full. It's quite deep. So it was all carpeted in there. So I repurposed the gripper rods. There is carpet in there for my old living room carpet. That's all carpeted. So I took out the carpet. I had to cut it. And then with some of the gripper rod from inside the thing, I cut it and put it there because it's going to be fitted now tomorrow, the new carpet. Obviously, they can't take the wardrobe down and fit it how it was, so it's going to be fitted, around there. I'm so tired. Oh, I'm going on my side. I sleep. Are you back or side sleepers, folks, or tummy sleepers? I sleep on my side. I always have done, sort of in the fetal position like this, and I sleep on my right side. I toss and turn, as I'm going to sleep. I normally, when I've got a bedside table here, I'd have my iPad on there and I'd be watching something. And sometimes I wouldn't even need to watch it because I know it. I'd listen if I'm listening to a podcast, and then I would go like this, and then I'd put this pillow here or a pillow. And have my iPad. I'd have my iPad up. Actually, I really need to clean it. It's filthy. And I'd be watching something like this, dozing off, and then I'd probably just go like that, and go to sleep. But no, I would, when I go to sleep, I go to sleep on this side, my right side. I always have done, and I always sleep this side of the bed. Always have done. So it's funny how we prefer a certain side, isn't it, folks? Most people do. I do have that robot window cleaner, but when I used it again, it does leave streaks, and it's not worth the hassle. It's just easy just to clean the windows manually, to be honest. My room is nice, but it's empty at the moment. And it will look a lot better when it's got pictures up and mirrors, and it's all been painted, you see. It's all very bland. Going to get wallpaper up behind me on this wall. I'm having a feature wall. I've never wallpapered, so hopefully that'll go okay. I'm not an old man. Well, not really. Oh, Paul Nichols. Yes, he is. He looks very old. Paul Nicholas, whatever. Greggles found a Hoover Convertible Deluxe at a thrift store for $8. It's Dirty Fan Bottom Fill. It needs a new brush roll. Dirty Fan Bottom Fill, that sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? I mean, I know what that means. I know what a dirty fan is, and I know what bottom fill is, but some people might not know what that means. Does anyone want to know what it means if you don't know what it means? Well, dirty fan. If you have a dirty fan vacuum, it means all the dirt that you pick up passes through a metal or plastic bladed fan and then is blown up into the dust bag. So that's dirty fan. A clean fan vacuum, it's a bit more complicated inside, but the dirt gets sucked up a tube and it sort of bypasses the motor and it goes straight into the dust bag, and then there's a filter with the motor underneath. And bottom fill just means that the tube that you attach your paper bag to on a dirty fan vacuum just attaches at the bottom. With the top fill, the tube is... For any of you who didn't know what dirty fan and bottom fill meant. Every day is a school day, folks. I'm aware that Mark's gone to bed, I think. He's sort of that way below me. I think the part of the bathroom's below me, I think, and then the airing cupboard. And then that side is the front bedroom / study. Yeah, I never really liked Rising Damp much, to be honest, because I preferred Leonard Rossiter as Reginald Perrin. I couldn't cope with him being Rigsby. Man About the House is all right. I've got that box set because, of course, Georgia Mildred were in there, but I prefer the spin-off, Georgia Mildred. That's far. I really like Georgia Mildred. Yeah, some others do have them. All those stunts he did. You see, he actually did all those stunts. Do you remember the classic one with the Morris Minor teetering on the edge of that cliff, and then when he was on roller skates, going under a grabbing hold of a double-decker bus, wasn't he? And going under a big lorry, and he says, "Oh, I've been articulated." Hello, Greg. Do I think Bigfoot is real? I don't know. I've never seen him. Hello, Alice. Mr. Bean's last time I was able to be here for live chat, you were talking about sniffing your own farts. Oh yes, I still do that. It's very good for you, apparently. If I've got one brewing and I'm in bed, I get under there and waft it, and I don't sniff other people's, though. That's horrible. Ever hate it when you in bed and forgot to turn off the main light? Hope you enjoy your new carpet. Good luck with the wallpapering. Oh, well, I'm sure I'll enjoy the new carpet. I'm hoping I can do the wallpapering. I'm going to watch a few more YouTube videos. I do normally have, I mean, this is the big light. I don't normally have that on in bed, but I haven't got my bedside lights are downstairs because obviously I've emptied out nearly everything. And I think I should have just left one bedside doodah. So I can't quite reach. That's the light for the bed. Well, the first light turns the ensuite light on, and then there's a double light there. So I can always forget which one turns on, but one of them turns on that light, and the other one turns on the light at the bottom of the stairs. How are you dogs? Oh, well, they're not doing too well. Molly isn't. She's weeing and pooing everywhere. She's got blood in her wee. She's got dementia. She's been weeing constantly today. I don't know where she's finding it. Every time I've been downstairs, I've had to mop it up. They have to be in the kitchen most of the time because they can't be trusted. So she's been back and forward to the vets and stuff. She's had on antibiotics, but she's now got more blood in her pee. I don't want to say, but we're not gonna get an operation for her because she's too old. But she's not ill. Well, she's not in pain, and she's eating, and she's runs about. So she has lost a bit of weight. So Daisy's sort of got a cataract in one eye, so she's probably quite blind in one eye. But she's still got she's got her marbles. She hasn't gone senile. She has the odd stomach trouble, but she's always had that. But they're knocking on. Yeah. So one day I'll be reporting that we've lost one of them. Oh, I don't know how you can sleep on your tummy. I'd be worried I wouldn't be able to breathe properly. Well, what's wrong with Mildred? Mildred was a lovely character. If your mother was like Mildred's sister, that was Ethel. No, was it Ethel? Yeah, Ethel. They were the best episodes though, when the sister was in, because they used to bitch to each other. That was so funny. She kept bragging about her big house in Oxshott. Hello from Aberland. What, are you from Sweden? Oh, Frida turned 80, didn't she, recently? They're still all here, but one day there'll be news that a member of ABBA has passed on. Oh, I'll probably cry. I'll cry when Barbara Dixon goes. She's 70-something. But yeah, we've lost quite a few this year, comedians and things, haven't we? Patricia Routledge and Prunella Scales and what's her name? Pauline Collins, all fairly recently. So, but they had good innings, all of them. Fortunately, they didn't die young, like a lot of people seem to be dying suddenly. You've got Himalayan salt lamp, have you, Greg? I don't like the look of them. I'm sure they cast a nice glow, but they wouldn't go with my sort of theme. I'm going sort of Art Deco-y when this room's finished. It's a bit Art Deco-y. It's got a Hoover theme. It will have when I've got the pictures up. And I've got this original artwork of the Hoover building. It came in an awful frame. I got it from eBay. Nobody else bid on it. It was only cheap, but I've got to buy a new frame for it. So that'll look nice. They won't get better, I don't think. Well, hopefully Molly will get better, but they're very old. I mean, Dashens can live to 18 plus, so Daisy might soldier on a bit longer than Molly. But, you've got to put up with it when you've got dogs or any pets, I'm afraid, don't you? You've got to face the fact that you'll probably outlive them. Well, I'd forgotten, yes, Maltesers are delish. Hey, Maltesers are delish. Funny you say about well, if any of you have seen A Christmas Carol Goes Wrong, not the telly one, but it's been recently at the theatre, and I went to see it a few weeks ago at the Lowry in Manchester, and Maltesers feature heavily in that, and that was so funny. I won't say anything about it, but it was hilarious. I was eating some Maltesers recently, and I thought, I'm going to nibble off. I didn't do it for all of them, just a few. I thought, I'm going to nibble off the chocolate and then just eat the middle bit. So I sort of nibbled off the chocolate of about 3 or 4 of them and put the inner of the Malteser, on the table next to me. And then I ate just the inner, and then it's not sweet at all. You try it. It doesn't taste very nice. It's only when combined with the chocolate, then it's nice. But you eat the middle of a Malteser. Try it, folks, when you next have Maltesers. Nibble off the chocolate of a few and just eat the centre, and you won't like. Well, it's not inedible, but it doesn't taste. It's not what because obviously the chocolate's quite sweet, so the middle bit isn't as sweet. Right. Well, I hope it's better in Sweden than it is in the UK. Oh, Greg got his salt lamp from Amazon. There's no Christmas videos, I'm afraid, this year. None whatsoever on any channel of mine. No Christmas Day videos. There will be a few Christmassy themed things. I'll be doing some Christmassy things, hopefully. But no Advents anyway. We are keeping the caravan only because it will cost us a few £1,000 to fix the front. But I don't know. With the government as it is, I mean, they're taxing everyone out of doing anything. So it probably, at some stage, become far too expensive to have a caravan or a motorhome. I'm going to hype pack. Oh yeah, what's this hype thing? Somebody said I'm hyping a video. I don't know anything about it. And then I looked it up, and I don't think I can't hype anyone, because I don't think you have to be someone who comments quite a lot, I believe, on videos. And then you have the option of hyping a video. So if you want to hype me, if there is the option, feel free. I don't know what it does, but it looks like I can't hype folk because it's very rare that I comment on other people's videos. Sometimes I do. And if I comment, it's only a compliment. I would never comment on, oh, you arse. I wouldn't say, there's many people I come across and I think, I can't stand you. I don't say anything. I just click the video off and don't watch it. I don't feel the need to tell them I didn't like what you did there. I don't like your tattoos. I don't like the cut of your jib. I don't say anything. I just think I won't watch that person. I don't have to announce why, because they're not bothered. Oh, you like the middle bit on its own? Oh, no. Oh, no, you've got to... And also, I've been eating celebrations recently because, it's near Christmas. So, yes, I've been having the Malteser ones out of those. But they're not quite the same, are they, those Malteser ones in celebrations? Oh, no, I haven't got the energy to do any Hoover manoeuvres anymore. Oh, Hyde Park. What's that? You're going to Hyde Park in London in December? Oh. On Christmas Eve. Well, take your stab vest. Well, I was looking, Gemma, for something I could possibly make. I do have a make that I bought last year that I didn't get round to doing, but it's not edible. But I was looking at possibly seeing if there's something different. But Lakeland still have the same gingerbread house. I thought, well, I'm not buying that again. And Cadbury still do that chocolate thing. They were both quite funny, but they weren't supposed to be, especially the chocolate house. I cut it wrong, didn't I? And Cadbury's chocolate isn't very nice these days. I did eat it, but it's not very nice chocolate. Well, Australia apparently are quite woke, and someone said on a channel I watch about going to Australia, but they said, oh, it's as bad there. But, I don't want to go because this is my home. I mean, why should we be pushed out? And I quite hate the people that, English folk, that are commenting from America or Dubai or some other place and saying what a terrible state it's in. But they've buggered off, you see. They thought, oh, we're not stopping. It's like for the folk that can afford to. I couldn't afford to move. And I wouldn't want to anyway. Certainly not when my mum's alive. But this is where I was born. Why should we move to a foreign country? I mean, if I moved, it would have to be somewhere English speaking. And then I thought, well, America. But then I thought, well, I'd be scared of getting shot in America. I mean, what I do, you know, I could still do my Hoover videos wherever, couldn't I? Especially in America. My vacuum videos. But no, I don't want. I don't want to move. There are still, you know, it's still, I have hope. You know, I'm not. It's not all doom and gloom. I have hope that things will get better. Things can only get better. Do you remember that? Things can only get better. When that old Tony Blair came in, that basket. They're all as bad as each other, though. To be honest, all of them. Mr. Beans enjoys a bit of baklava around the holidays, do you? Well, they're not even tins of sweets, are they, anymore? They used to be metal tins of sweets, but they're now those plastic tubs. And yes, of course they get smaller. I've got for my Christmas tree, I wanted to get more, but they'd sold out. John Lewis do these Quality Street Christmas ornaments for the tree. And I think there was it a 60s, a 70s? No, I don't think, I'm not sure if they did a 60s. They might have done. But they did Quality Street tins from certain decades. I think the only one I could get was a 90s one. But they certainly had, I think they had a 60s, no. They certainly had a 70s and 80s and 90s and then 2000 and then the present day. So just miniature Quality Street. I remember them round in the 70s, the big tins. And they were round, and I think had an old-fashioned man and lady on the top, you know. But Quality Street now is absolutely disgusting. I think my mum got it last year. It's horrible chocolate now, and it's in paper wrappers. I think everything is getting worse, folks. Everything seems to be, you know, we just seem to be getting, manufacturers are just cutting corners and cutting costs. Everything's getting so small, and it just doesn't taste like it tasted, does it? Swiss chocolate's very nice. Well, it's an island full of doodah. Maltesers, I do love it here. My dream is a seaside home on the Holderness. Where's that? I think I'm thinking Scotland, but I'm probably wrong. Oh yes, Poland. Well, yes, I can't speak Polish. I know Poland are probably quite. Poland, I think, are probably quite like Britain, that Britain used to be, possibly. I've heard Poland is quite good. I expect a lot of them can speak English in Poland, because we had many Polish people coming over here, didn't we? Which I'm not bothered about. It's, you know, it's the people that come here undocumented that concerns me, and a lot of people. No, I don't feel exotic when I eat a Bounty bar. I've been having bounties recently, because of course there's mini bounties in the celebrations. I quite like a bounty. They seem to be roughly the same as they used to be. They don't seem to have got too small, because I like the bounty in the two, because you get two of them, don't you? But no, I don't feel exotic at all. It's not like the adverts when they show somebody taking their time to eat a bar of chocolate, like the woman with the flake, pretending it's a penis. You know those flake adverts where she's more or less sucking on it. But that's not the reality of when people buy a chocolate bar. It's just they just shove it in, they spill bits of chocolate down their front, and it stains their blouse. But nowadays it's so small that one isn't enough. You know, you finished one. Twix used to be sold as the longer lasting snack. They're so small. I mean, they're almost like fun size. The full-sized bars you get nowadays are like the fun-sized bars back in the day. They're just ridiculously small. And so the manufacturers know this, that they know, oh, you're going to have to buy two just to get sort of the equivalent. It's just ridiculous. Oh, Kentucky, eh? Well, I want to go somewhere quite conservative. I don't want to go anywhere woke. because I'm very right wing. I think Texas, I don't know, I couldn't do all the barbecue stuff. It's just the guns. I'd be a bit scared of being shot. I'd have to tool myself up, though. If I moved to America, I would have to get myself a few guns and take lessons of how to fire it. Because you've got to be tooled up, I think, don't you, in America? So I'd want to be able to defend my property and shoot anyone that was breaking in or whatever. I don't know what the law is regarding shooting folk in America. If you can, if you're allowed to defend your home if someone breaks in, you should be able to. Oh, on the east coast between Flambeau Head and Spurn Point. Yes, well, I've probably been near there. I don't know. I've been on quite a few places on the east coast. My sons went to Poland recently to 2 cities, and they said it was lovely. Gemma remembers the Quality Street wrapper around certain chocolates that had the band and was metal and you could wear it as a ring. Oh yeah, it was a round one, wasn't it? Was it like a big Rolo? And I like the Cracknell. This is probably 70s Quality Street. So the Cracknell, mint Cracknell, wasn't it? That was like in green. And of course, everyone liked the hazelnut one, but they're not the same, are they? They're just not nice. They're made in Halifax Quality Street. I think they're just not, and roses aren't the same either. But yeah, it used to be a treat. Certainly, a kid of the 70s. You know, you'd only get Quality Street tin at Christmas, and it was a big, big tin. And I always remember what was always left would be the toffee pennies and the strawberry creams in our house anyway. They were the ones that nobody liked as much. They did get eaten eventually, but I like the hazelnut whirl ones, and of course the purple one. But the mint Cracknell I like, but they discontinued the mint Cracknell one ages ago. M&S do this new chocolate selection, which is supposed to be sort of a Quality Street-ish type selection. They do it in a carton and a tub. My mum got some when we went to the cinema, and I think I ate all of mine before the film even started. But they were quite nice. Malteser said he'd have, well, I assume Maltesers is male, I don't know. I'd have a full armory going. If I lived in the US, I'd be unstoppable. I'd always have to have a little mini firearm sort of tucked into my sock or something, you know, or whatever. Something I can flash. But yes, I'd probably have one by each door, you know, on the wall, ready to shoot the postman if he was late or something. The mailman, as they say in America. Oh yes, coffee cream. Yes, I might get some. I might get a tin of the M&S knockoff ones. Well, they're not knockoff, are they? But yeah, they got. Yes, there were. I had one of each because my brother, I think, dished them out into individual bags when we went to the cinema. So we made sure we got one of each to try. Rose's Lime Barrel. I think I don't remember that one, Audrey. I've heard of it. I've seen it on things, but I think I know what you mean. They didn't. Oh yeah, Roses did have about. Roses used to have a barrel. Didn't they do a caramel barrel or something as well? I remember there was a barrel-shaped chocolate in Roses, but it wasn't the lime one. I think they still kept that barrel shape, didn't they? Wasn't it? I think it was a caramel, like a caramel filling. But yes, I'm probably going to my mum's for the week before Christmas, so that's why I'm not doing any Christmas advents, because I'm not going to be here for the week before. As my brother's now living with my mum, and we can go out on day trips and stuff, and so I'm planning on doing that. Gosh. Well, I have to go to bed. Oh, I am in bed. I don't know. What is the time? Oh God. I have to check my eye patch. Bloody hell. I'm going to have to go, folks. I've got to be up. I've got to be up for the carpet fitter. Well, it's not coming till 9 o'clock. And I've still got a bit to clear down there. And this bed, well, I've got to be up early because Mark will be going to work at 7:30. And he's got to help me downstairs with my mattress. So I think I better wrap it up, folks. I didn't realize. God, time flies, doesn't it, when you're talking bollocks? Oh, Connor thinks it was the milk tray that had the... You see, even milk tray was better than it is now. My dad liked Black Magic. I often would buy him Black Magic, a box of Black Magic for one of his Christmas presents. Well, roses isn't the same because they're not even different shapes now, are they, roses? Aren't they just square now? All the roses chocolates. Different fillings, but aren't they all the same shape? Oh, did they do something with... I can't remember about Still Game and Tin of Roses. I don't remember what they did with that. Good night then. And as I said, there'll be... I'll be doing... I'm filming odd bits of vlog stuff, which I'll cobble together regarding all what I've been doing. The new carpet, the decorating, etc. And hopefully when all this is sort of finished with, I'll be able to sort of start doing a few Christmassy themed things, and maybe a baking one and decorating and all that palaver, and reminiscing about Christmas. So thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you some other time. Next time I show you this, it'll be all carpeted and lovely, hopefully. Bye for now.